Hello everyone! So I wanted to make just a quick video today to give you an update on all of the seedlings that I've started indoors. Actually, maybe I'll take you outside too to give you an update on all the seeds that I sowed directly outside for the cool season crops. But the reason I wanted to do this is because I am trying a few different things with each of the seed packs that I have. I kind of feel like my seed starting setup is a bit like haphazard, kind of shoving things in where there's probably not enough room. I probably just should have been, more responsible and bought some more grow lights, but I'll give you an update on everything. So far, everything seems to be going really well. So I will take you out now to right through there where I have my baker's rack with almost all of my seeds on them.
All right, so here's a look at my very not professional setup, but I have my baker rack here that I just got on Amazon, I think like 3 or 4 years ago. I have a small fan next to one shelf of all the seedlings, and I thought I had a second small fan, but I cannot find it anywhere. So what I did is I took this much larger fan right here, and I'd say it's about 5 feet away from the shelf, and I just have it pointing directly at it to give a little bit of movement to the seeds. This fan here also hits down here where there would be seeds, but they're outside right now. I'll show you those in just a second. I've turned the larger fan off so that it's not quite as noisy up here. But on the top shelf, I am using the grow lights from Gardener Supply that you're not supposed to have to raise or lower. And so far, everything seems to be doing really well under them. The Cosmos are a little leggy, but that is my fault. And actually, they don't look too bad. I forgot how fast Cosmos seeds germinate, and I had left this one, covered in the bathroom before moving it over to light. And when I looked at it, the Cosmos seedlings were already hitting the top of the dome, and barely anything else had sprouted. So I did sow a few more just in case those didn't work out, but they seem to be doing okay. Let's see what else I have in here. I have straw flower, then I have the Cosmos, and then I have 2 rows of asters and a row of gomphrena. This one here, I have feverfew. I have some status, 3 different types of status, and then the morning glory in the back row. I know that I probably need to pot up my Cosmos, my feverfew, and the morning glory, but I'm trying to see if I can make it without having to pot them up. Although, I probably should if I was the most responsible gardener, but I've never claimed to be. I did get for these peat pellets, the ones that are a little bit larger. They have smaller ones because that lets me kind of hang on to them sitting in here for a little bit longer. So that's what's going on the top. Yeah, I've never had to raise or lower this. The lights are sticking on with magnets and everything is done really well. Then down here, I have a whole tray of gomphrena on this side, another mixture over here. So I have some zinnias, I have some asters, okra in the back, mystery seed, and some milkweed. But I've had really good germination. There's a few gomphrena that haven't sprouted yet, but I think that's typically normal of what I see. I haven't had any fungal issues, no gnats, nothing yet. I hope I'm not jinxing that by saying it. Down here though, I have the lights that I got from Walmart. So I typically will raise or lower these, or I'll just use books underneath, but I've been kind of switching everything around in different places because I've been moving things outside and inside as we've had some really nice days, just to give them a few hours out in the sun. But so far, everything looks really good on here. I think next year I will invest in some more of the lights from Gardener Supply to have that 3rd shelf done. And then hopefully that means I can fit everything. Now, one thing I want to show you, obviously I have these kind of more vertical from the way you're looking at them rather than horizontal. And that's because not only am I using the grow lights, I also have these shoved up against the window so that the ones on the end are getting more natural light from the window. The ones in the middle and the other end are getting more of the light from the grow lights. And I do swap these around again, so not all of the same seeds are in the same place every day. And that also seems to be working pretty well. Now there are 6 of these Jiffy trays. So 4 I was able to fit under the light, and then 2 are right there outside, and we'll go out and take a look at them right now. So these are my 2 trays of mostly zinnias. I started these a couple weeks after the ones I just showed you inside, and these have not been under the grow light at all. They've just been sitting next to the window using natural light. I do feel like they are slightly taller than the ones under the grow light, so maybe a little bit leggier, but nothing too terrible. And I have been, like I said, trying to move them in and out when I have nicer days like today. One other thing I wanted to mention before I head out to the front garden and show you the cool weather seeds that I sowed is I do have everything set up to a timer. Move this bench out of the way. I just got this timer on Amazon too, so it's set to run. Actually looks like one of these got popped out, so it might be popping on for 15 minutes in the middle of the night. But I have this set for, I think, about 14 to 16 hours on, and then it kicks off. And that's also connected to the fans. So the fans aren't running 24/7, they're just running with the light. And that seems to have worked out just fine so far. So now I'll take you out to the front garden where I sowed the cool crops directly and just give you an update on how those are doing. All right, first up over here in this bed, I have the peas, which are looking great so far. They're about a couple inches tall. Hopefully they'll start to climb the sunflower stalks from last year soon. And then I did a row of beets right in front of them that have all sprouted. Then coming around, oh, here, I'll show you. So this is the bed with the native mix. So again, I don't know 100% what's going to be what, but you can see here, these are starting to sprout as well. I also saw some birds hopping around here eating some seeds. So I think some of the flower seeds went to them. Then over here in these 2 grow bags are more beets, which I need to do some thinning on these soon. And then in this bed, I have my radish seeds, and I forgot that I only sowed 2 rows here, so I can have a later sowing of 2 rows here, so I should probably do that. I did thin these already for the most part. They're about an inch apart, and then I have some tulips coming up in here. There are more tulips planted. I hope the rest of them decide to come up. It's been a very interesting year weather-wise for the tulips. The same thing is happening in this bed where, for some reason, this one particular spot in the raised bed did really great for the tulips coming up. And then now some are just starting to poke through the soil now. We've had like cold weather, then it jumped to 70 degrees for a few days in a row, almost 80. Now we're kind of back to normal, I'd say, spring temperatures. And like these here have come up, but the flower, I mean, this is just barely poking through with the tulip flower above soil. So yeah, interesting year for the tulip so far. So yeah, that's what all of my seedlings are looking like right now. We still have a few more weeks until average last frost. Hopefully the tulips are blooming by then and I can get them transplanted to plant all of my warm season annuals. But I just wanted to show you, especially because I'm trying out that new grow light from Gardener Supply. I think I'll invest in 2 more for next growing season. They are more expensive than like the lights that I got from Walmart. They seem to work about the same, but I think it is nice that I can just magnetically clip them on and I don't have to raise or lower anything. So yeah, I think I do like those. But like I said, I'm using 2 just in the sun, like 2 trays of seeds just using the sun. I have Eastern and Western exposure. I do have glass doors. That's what I have up here. So that does let in more light, but that's just something to think about. Like you don't have to invest in grow lights and a whole seed starting setup to actually start your seeds inside. And then yeah, my cool weather crops are definitely coming along. It's very interesting when they got that boost of growth from the 70-degree days. So again, we'll kind of see how those develop throughout the rest of the spring before I need to swap everything around in my garden. So I think that's going to be everything. Let me know if you have any questions or what your kind of seed starting setup looks like, if it is a lot more elaborate than mine or maybe even somehow less elaborate than mine, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.